Hello everyone, welcome to this presentation. Myself Rajesh Naik. I am a final year MCOM student at MPM GFGC Karkala, and today we shall discuss in brief how the international monetary system has evolved over the centuries. Always has been an establishment of standards through which one party exchanges what he needs by giving out what the other party want. In the very beginning, there was barter system where you exchange goods for goods, but then the inconvenience of the barter exchange led to the evolution of metallic money. From here, the evolution of international monetary system begins. First comes bimetallism, 1791 to 1875, then classical gold standard 1880 to 1914, interwar period 1950 to 1944, Bretton Woods system 1944 to 1973, then floating exchange rate 1973 to present. First comes the bimetallism system. With the circulation of metallic money in 1791, US used bimetallism for the first time. As the name suggests, there are two metals, gold and silver. Gold and silver coins were used for the purpose of trade. Gold was considered to be more valuable. The value ratio between gold and silver was 1:15, that is, 1 ounce of gold equals to 15 ounces of silver. People favored the system for the various merits such as price and exchange rate stability or the sufficient money supply. But it came to an end in 1875 as the payment difficulties arised as some of the countries were not using either gold or silver standard. Then difference between the mint and market value. Then at last, US stopped minting silver coins as other countries possessed more silver coins than the US itself. People favored the system for the various merits such as price and exchange rate stability and the sufficient money supply that existed due to the existence of two different coins. But it came to an end in 1875 as there were payment difficulties as some of the countries were using either only silver coins or gold coins. Then difference between the mint and market value. Then US stopped minting silver coins as the other countries possess more silver coins than US itself. With the US putting full stop over the minting of silver coins, that emerged the classical gold standard. Here, the currencies were defined by gold and redeemable into gold. The exchange rate were fixed and there was a free movement of gold between the gold standard nations. The money was defined as a weight of gold. For example, US fixed the price of gold at $20.67 per ounce. The period from 1880 to 1914 is known as the classical gold standard. Classical gold standard, with its fixed rate, inspired confidence among the public, maintained price and exchange rate stability. Not only it was universally accepted system but was a simpler one too. But it was only held good in the period of peace and prosperity and failed poorly in the period of war and economic crisis. It was an expensive standard as it used precious metal, that is gold, to mint the coins. And to maintain external stability, the countries following the gold standard had to sacrifice their internal stability, and there existed direct change in the price level with the change in the gold output. Then there comes the interwar period. The period from 1915 to 1944 was the interwar period. Due to the war, the gold standard was no good, but people made many attempts to restore it. To increase the sales, that is export, they used predatory depreciation in the currencies, and many reasons led to the instability and breakdown, which is popularly known as the Great Depression period. The World War I caused troubles in the gold standard. The trade and exchange rates were disturbed. Once the war was over, the several countries attempted to return to the gold standard. Then there comes the World War II, and that resulted in countries' currency losing their convertibility, and economic and political instability, bank failure, and financial crisis emergence. After the war period, there comes Bretton Woods system. In 1944, 44 countries gathered in Mount Washington Hotel. This gathering is also famously known as Bretton Woods Monetary Conference. This conference gave birth to World Bank, also known as International Monetary Fund, and set the gold standard at $35 and chose the American dollar as the backbone to international exchange rate. Along with the conference, there was an agreement among the 44 countries relating to commercial and financial relationship. As it was to facilitate growth in the post-war period, they had fixated the exchange rate and devaluation of currency was forbidden. During the late 1960s, there started the breakdown of the Bretton Woods monetary system. Problems were caused throughout the world if you devalue the US dollars as it was the backbone, and people of other countries held the excess US dollars than the US total holding, and it resulted into the negative balance of trade. And during the end of 60s, European government wanted the gold in return for all the US dollars they held. 1971, President Nixon suspended the system of gold and dollar convertibility and decided for floating exchange rate system. By March 1973, major currencies adopted floating exchange rate. And at last, from 1973 till present, we follow the flexible exchange rate regime. Here, the exchange rate is defined by the market forces, that is, supply and demand. If there is high demand for a particular currency, say dollar, its exchange rate will increase in relation to the other currencies and vice versa. So, to sum up, the evolution of international monetary system, it began with bimetallism. In bimetallism, there were two coins, gold and silver. But by putting an end to the silver coins, there rise the classical gold standard. But the classical gold standard could not survive the interwar period and the Great Depression. So they established a Bretton Woods system, which made American dollar as the backbone of the international exchange rate. But in 1973, it also came to an end and was replaced by floating exchange rate, and which is still in exercise. So this is regarding the evolution of international monetary system. Thank you for watching, and I hope you find it useful.